97underground.com, Baltimore's pure rock.
Hello, this is Michael Spedden, and thanks for joining us today on the 97underground.com Michael Spedden Interviews channel here on YouTube. There have been many requests from both listeners and guests for us to make available our artist interviews so they can listen again or share with others. You can find us on YouTube at 97underground Michael Spedden. Remember, the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show, can be heard on 97underground.com every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Not only do I feature artist interviews, I feature songs you forgot you liked, classics that never die, beloved local, regional, up-and-coming, and underground artists. You can listen anytime, anywhere by downloading our free app from 97underground.com. Just do it. And now, today's episode. Hey folks, welcome back to the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show here on 97underground.com, Baltimore's pure rock worldwide. Today we have Melody and Samuel Christia from Liliac join us today. They're going to be coming to Backseat Events in Winchester, Virginia, February 21st. For more information on the show and to get tickets, liliacband.com or backseatevents.com. Enjoy the interview. And welcome back to the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show here on 97underground.com, Baltimore's pure rock worldwide. And today we are joined by Liliac.
Hello.
Liliac. You know, we've seen them on television. We've seen them all over the place. And they're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and growing in popularity. And they're going to be out on the road again soon. Coming to Backseat Events in Winchester, Virginia in February. And we're looking forward to seeing you then. I believe, we're going to be there that night to visit you and say hello and see the show and all that great stuff. So welcome. How are we doing?
We're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing wonderful. We're so excited to be touring again next year. And we're also ecstatic to meet you in person. So,
Yep. So who do I have here with me here, just so our listeners know?
So I'm the lead guitarist. My name is Samuel Christia, and I'm the oldest.
And
Okay.
I am Melody Christia, the lead vocalist.
Okay, so you're the one, you're the one throwing all the riffs out there and everything, and lighting up the fretboard, and you're the one blowing us away with that tremendous voice of yours. I mean, both of you, I mean, just tremendous, powerful, performers, and just wanted to let you know that. And I'm sure you've probably heard it quite a bit here. So you're going to be out on the road. It looks like a tour is going to be coming around, and you've been. Again, I see a lot of dates on your website right now. It looks like you're doing a lot of East Coast shows. I can see, around us in the 97 Underground, kind of our hometown, you're doing, Winchester, Virginia Backseat Events, February 21st. And February 22nd, Rams Head, Annapolis. That's another great room, too. I think you're going to like it there, too. Have you done that one?
Yes, we have. We've done a show in the Rams Head before. And we're also excited because we're going to be touring with Amber Wild, which is Paul Stanley's son. So they'll be opening up for us, and we're excited to tour with them. Yeah,
I heard he was he opened for Kiss too, like when they did their farewell tour. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
That's great. He's a big boy too, from what I hear.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we haven't met him in person, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super
He's
excited.
I hear he's like 6'8" or something. He's like a real tall.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm 6'6", and that's geez, I'm not used to looking up to people. So yeah, it looks like you've got a great tour lined up here. Primarily on the East Coast, and it looks like I see a lot in the late winter and early spring here, and then some in the fall. Are you the gap in your are you still working on putting the tour together, or are you planning to go into the studio or something during that time, or work on something else?
What we do is we go on tour for a few months, and then we take a break from touring because we want to focus on writing and recording music, and then we go on tour in the summer, which is like the main hustle. We typically go sometimes 3 months. That was the longest we've ever done, 3 months in a row in the summer. But we're hoping to get a European tour next year.
Right.
So that's really exciting. We do know for certain that we have the festival Wacken in Germany, which is one of the biggest rock and metal festivals.
Oh, hey, there you go. Hey.
So we're really excited for that one. But yeah, this February we're going to be touring I guess, February till March. And I'm
Mhm.
excited because we're also going to
Mhm.
travel to Maine, which we've never been to before. We pretty much traveled to almost every state, except for
Mhm.
Hawaii, Alaska, and Maine. So that's gonna be fun. And also Quebec, we haven't been to yet. So we're gonna have to brush up on our French and start speaking again.
And also
And then,
at the end of the tour,
yes,
we're going on the
Monsters
Monsters
of
of
Rock
Rock
cruise. And I love cruises. Those are like my favorite things.
They're
Oh,
very
I love them
fun.
too.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. Cruises are a lot of fun, and especially I've never been on a Monsters of Rock one, just regular cruises, but oh, they're great. Anyway, and
Well,
that's awesome. You're going to be, I guess, performing as well as attending. I'm sure.
of course. I mean, that's the whole point of Monsters of Rock is all these bands come and they perform. You get to see multiple concerts, just
Mm-hmm.
literally within a span of like hours. Like one band's performing at this time, the next band's performing at this time,
Yep.
And also we get to do all the fun activities and festivities that they have there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and the food, obviously, it's like a buffet, all you can eat.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Monsters of Rock. I'm not sure if it's the same festival that's been going on all these years, but I remember the Monsters of Rock in '88. That tour I saw. It was oh, who was it? Kingdom Come, Metallica, Dokken, Van Halen, and the Scorpions. That was a great tour. That
wow.
was a great tour. And I'm sure these cruises are just incredible. I mean, I see some of the names, and I mean, it's just like, how can you not enjoy yourself? It seems like it's just all day, you
Yeah,
know.
all day long and just partying. That's it. It's
Hmm.
Playing shows.
yeah, I know. And it's really cool because you also get to see and travel to like these Caribbean destinations like the Bahamas,
Hmm.
Belize, Honduras, like all of these countries that are
Jamaica.
fascinating and beautiful
Hmm.
and just enjoying time with others.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's nice to get out and see the world. To get out and expand your horizons and go out there, as well as spreading your music as well. But just having the life experiences of going overseas and meeting new people and seeing different places. That's how you learn. I mean, that's
Exactly.
how.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so
For the
so it sounds
experience.
like you've got quite a year planned ahead of you here. So a family act. I'm sure there's probably pros and cons with that as well.
Of course.
Your father, you're being in the business. Prior to that, being musician, a producer. Um, Tell us a bit about how he kind of brought you into this business. A lot of times, and again, we were talking about how it's a difficult business to be in, no matter whether you're any kind of performing.
Hmm.
And a lot of times, I've heard interviews where people who have been successful, their children want to follow along in their footsteps, and they're like, no, no, don't, don't. But it seems like having the whole family involved in this, he's been very encouraging. What was it like, having your father, I guess, kind of bring you into this and guide you through it?
Yeah, well, growing up, we've always been growing up around music because my dad was a music producer and he would having clients to record and stuff like that, and he would work on his own music. But as we were growing up, we started getting involved into like singing and playing instruments, and then my dad's like, "Well, why don't we just make a whole band? Might as well." And so he's like, "Okay, well, Sam, maybe you can do like lead guitar, Abby can do the drums,
Hmm.
because she can't really sing." And then and my dad was saying for now, like I could play the bass while I sang. And then
Hmm.
Ethan and Justin, the rhythm guitarist and then the keyboardist. And then as our music progressed, we also got heavier and we wanted to like change our name because we were called the Christias at first.
Hmm.
And they're like, we need a more metal name. So we came up with Liliac,
Yeah.
which is bat in Romanian because we are Romanian. And
Right.
yeah, so it's really awesome. And then later on down the road, I just wanted to, I landed the bass to Ethan because I just wanted to be more like freeing and more like
Hmm.
of the front person and being able to move around on stage and being able to give a better performance off my vocals. So I taught Ethan the bass, so now he's the bass player.
Yeah, and the other thing, and I to add on to what you're saying, I'm a bass player myself, and it's not easy to sing and play bass neither. You're kind of like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time when you
Exactly.
do that, and it's not an easy thing to do. And I can't blame you for wanting to. And the thing is, you're kind of limited. You're playing. You can't get out there and warm the crowd and all that stuff, and while you're playing all the time. So good move, good move. And so the Christias is a cool name.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yes, it's
wrong.
our last name. It's a cool name, but
Yeah.
we didn't want it to seem too family friendly either. Like we wanted to,
Family friendly.
well, you know what I mean. It didn't
Well,
want it to sound like your typical family band. We wanted to sound like a rock and metal band.
I get it. I get it. I mean, I guess she didn't want to kind of fall into like the Partridge Family or the Osmonds.
Yeah.
Even though people still call us that, no
Yeah.
matter what.
This
But
is the heavy metal version.
You know what? But the thing is that there was a lot of people had their hands in these acts, but if you really listen, like the Osmonds, for example, they had some stuff that rocked too.
right.
They really did have some, it wasn't all just bubble gum and, puppy love and,
Right.
teenage. I mean, those guys could throw down when it came down to it, and, that's the thing too. I mean, you don't, you're not campy, you're not, this, almost like fake looking bubble gum. I mean, you guys are really a legit, as far as the image and everything goes, and your chops back you up. I'm sure with your father being a successful producer and everything, nothing would have slid with him. If there were any performance issues or anything like that, they would have been addressed before you went out there. With
of course, yeah.
Trying to be in the business. But yeah, I mean, listening to your material, I've heard the one song I really enjoyed. I enjoyed a lot of your stuff, but you sent me a copy of Reeve.
Yes.
And nicely done, I've got to say. The flute and the violin in there, as well as all the other instruments and everything. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Breathe is our latest song that we released, and it was a song that I wrote, and we wanted to bring in some classical elements because she was learning to play the flute and I was learning to play the violin, and we wanted to incorporate it into our sound. And it has some dubstep elements into it as well, but I definitely wanted to have, for more of a modern sound, and I wanted to have some sort of eerie vibe, especially on the verses, and I wanted to build up and climax, so that's how the song essentially came about, because I was just messing around with, I use Pro Tools and stuff and the MIDI to like rearrange things and build structure to the instruments and stuff. So yeah, and then the lyrics honestly just came naturally. Like I feel like those are the best songs when it just happens quickly,
Sure. Well, let's give it a spin, why don't we? This is Breathe by Liliac.
And my heart is pounding louder. And if I go a little further, I might not make it out alive. Always
So you had mentioned to me earlier that you're working on some new music now, and I'm also planning on something for Christmas. Tell us about that a bit.
Yeah, so we kind of did this last year too. We wanted to do a last minute Christmas song, and we did Carol of the Bells, and we kind of played off of the rendition of Trans-Siberian Orchestra,
Yeah.
but we added the lyrics and the vocals, and that was like our inspiration. Now, the next Christmas song that we're going to do this year in December, it's going to be a song called God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen.
Sure.
Um, we kind of got inspired by the Pentatonics because they have a
Yeah.
version of that, which is just a cappella. So what I did is I created the
Metalized
instrumentations,
it.
we metalized it, yes. We still have like a Trans-Siberian Orchestra taste to it because we added violins and stuff like that, orchestral type
Hmm.
instrumentation. So it's going to sound very epic, and we're excited for people to hear it.
Well, hey, I'd be excited to hear that too when it comes out.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. It sounds wonderful. It sounds wonderful. And you're also going to be playing Rockville too, is what you're telling me, right?
Yes, yeah, that's a huge, crazy. It's one of the biggest festivals in the US for
Hmm.
rock and metal, and it's in Florida, Daytona, I believe. And I
Hmm.
think we're performing on Saturday. And the bands that are playing on Saturday is going to be Pierce the Veil, I Prevail, of Mice and Men, Linkin Park. So just to name a few. And we're going to be opening up for those bands. So we're so excited.
Oh, great. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely not. And I think, I don't know how many people, but I heard it's going to be
A
a
lot.
ton of people in the
Hmm.
crowd.
Oh, yeah. Well, those festivals always do get a lot of people. Now, I wanted to ask you this too. In the time that you've been around, so I guess you've been around probably a good 10 years now, haven't you?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
pretty
so,
much,
because we
yeah.
started the band
In
Liliac,
2015.
yeah, 2015.
Right. So, and you've done a lot of performing. I mean, I've seen the footage of you performing on the pier out in Santa Monica,
Mm-hmm.
and now
We
you're
started,
on the East Coast now. But I wanted to ask you this too, and I'm sure especially starting out young, you probably had your share of some Spinal Tap moments on stage. Have you
yeah.
ever had anything, any stories like that you want to share with us?
We got lost in the kitchen. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, there was shows like that where we were like going through mazes and like we were like, wait, where's the stage?
Yeah, but I think one of the main thing that did happen, it wasn't at a show, but it was going to a show, is that we stopped at a gas station and we left Justin, our keyboardist, at the gas station after like 30 minutes down the road. So he called us and he's like, "Where you guys at?" And they were like, "Oh my gosh, Justin, why didn't you get on the bus?"
Isn't he the youngest one too?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Jeez,
He
woo,
gets
man.
lost so quickly. It's laughable.
And yeah, and looking at your bio, what are you like 8 or something at the time?
Justin, yeah, I think he
Yeah,
was
he was like 7.
yeah,
Wow.
7 or 8. I don't remember, but yeah, we started really young.
Yeah, I know. Jeez, we left at a gas station. Good grief.
Yeah,
Almost like Home Alone or something,
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Quite uncanny.
Yeah. Well, that's geez, a whiz. I bet were your parents, I guess your parents are probably with you on the road as well, right?
Yeah, our dad is
Yeah.
also the bus driver, and our mom, she typically just stays
Stays at
home
home.
because we have animals like, dogs, cats, and
Birds.
Sure.
a lot of domestic pets, so she needs to stay home and take care of them.
Right.
Plus,
But
she also does our merchandise, so she ships out all of the products that people order.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
looking
it's a family affair. Like we all like work together. It's a
yeah,
family.
I was looking at your merchandise here, and it looks like you've got a lot of things here. You've got tumblers, you've got CDs, you've got posters.
Yep, we got
Um,
everything.
T-shirts.
Anything you can imagine, we got it.
I don't know about that, but a lot.
well, you got some big boy shirts too. Look at that.
Yep.
Just
we
my
have
size,
sizes-
3X. There you go.
Yeah, we have sizes like small running all the way up to 5XL. So
Hmm. Not a lot of people have that, So listen up, guys. Big guys. Big boys out there. You need a Liliac shirt.
yes, represent.
Let's represent Liliac. Our Liliac's colony of big boys out there, coming to their shows and buying their shirts. My
Yeah.
goodness.
And we
I like,
appreciate everyone who comes to our shows. We
yep. And,
can't thank you enough.
oh yeah. I like your, looks like you have kind of a neon green. That's pretty sharp.
Yeah,
The
that's
Rise Up
from
Tour
our
shirt.
Rise Up tour.
Yeah, Rise of Tour. They actually glow in the dark.
Yeah, that's sharp. I like that.
Thank you.
I like
So, yeah,
that.
we got to figure out the next concept for their 2025 tour.
Yep.
It's going to be called the Delusion Tour,
Uh-huh.
and I guess the theme will be purple, right? Because we usually like to change the color every year.
Yeah. Yeah. And boy, look at that. You even got more. Well, I'm scrolling down here.
Yeah.
Boy, it's like boy, this is one-stop shopping, something for the entire family here with all this merch.
Honestly,
My goodness.
Yeah, and honestly, we're gonna have a December discount, like I think 25% off on all items. So if you guys want to do some Christmas shopping, you can for your family members who are fans of Liliac. That would also be a great present.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and exactly. And the 3X to 5X sizes are going to be good if you have too many cookies and milk around the tree. Yeah, that's tremendous right there. I can't, because there's so many times that, I'm a 3X, it's like I go out and I'm like, oh man, you have any 3Xs? No, we're out of them. Have any 3X? No, we're out of them. Like, look at this, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the other things too. It looks like I saw a sharp looking mug on here as well. A hard hat, ball caps, COVID masks, beanies. My goodness, you can have an entire. You don't have pants, do you? No.
I don't know. I don't think we do.
No, I don't see
We should
pants.
probably make the pants. We do have shoes though.
Right. I saw shoes on there too. I mean, good grief.
And actually, like we had a few friends of ours purchase the shoes, and they're like, "Wow, these are really great quality." So everyone loves them.
Do you know who makes them for you?
Well, the shoes specifically, it's run through Printful.
Oh, okay.
Who makes
Okay.
them for us. Obviously,
Oh yeah, I see them.
we
There they are.
did the design and everything, but yeah.
They almost look like race car driver shoes almost. Yeah, I tell you, folks, come to the Liliac website. You will be a sharp dressed person coming out of here. I tell you,
no, for real.
And then there's tons of music to buy here as well. You're not going to go wrong on this website. I'll tell you that, folks. So make sure you come and show Liliac some love here and get out to their shows as well. Coming, going on their website. They've got their whole tour listed there. Videos to watch as well. Your videos are well made too.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yep. The Breathe one. Tell us a little bit about that video. Looks like you were down near a river or.
Yeah, so that was
in
the
Jackal
location
Island.
was in Jackal Island and Driftwood Beach.
Oh, I've been there before. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I guess the reason why we got introduced to it was because we have a friend, his name is David Fisher, who's a drone operator. And he
did all the drone shots.
Yes, he did all the drone shots, but he took us to Jekyll Island one year and we absolutely loved that location. It just looked beautiful. And it was funny because at the time we're joking like, oh, we definitely had to do a video here one day. And then, little did we know, we ended up making one, and it was for the song Breathe. And it was a beautiful setting. It was my dad's idea to, take the bus and all the equipment and set up on the beach. We had to wake up really early in the morning before the sun rose. And we had to be wary because of the tides coming in. So we had to film right away. And literally minute after minute, the tides was getting closer and closer. So we had to move all the drops out before it got wet.
We're sunk in the sand too.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's a nice video. And the violin and the flute, that's a nice touch. Definitely a nice touch there.
Thank you.
It sounds wonderful. So, well, folks, we're here with Liliac, and they're full of good news. They're full of good merch. They've got their tour dates coming up, and I urge you to come and check them out, especially at Backseat Events in Winchester, Virginia. And that's going to be in February. The date is, I believe, February the 21st. Yes, February 21st, Friday, February 21st. You can get your tickets on Liliac's website, liliacband.com.
Yes.
And is there any kind of a meet and greet package, or is that included?
There is actually. So if you go on the tour page and you click on get tickets, scroll down to the bottom, and it tells you that you can purchase either meet and greets. Well, you have to purchase both actually. If you want the meet and greet, you have to get the ticket and the meet and greet. It's not like a two-in-one thing. It's separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. And so you'll get a chance to meet them. Where can you go wrong? I mean, this is just incredible here. So, well, thank you for coming and joining us today. We appreciate your time, and best of luck on best of luck on tour, best of luck on the road. And in closing, is there anything else you want to tell our listeners?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us. It was our pleasure. And
Anytime.
Just want to encourage fans and your listeners to come see us perform live, even if they haven't before heard of us. Please come and check us out. And I'm sure we won't disappoint.
Absolutely. So, folks, you've been listening to Liliac here on the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show here on 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide. And don't go anywhere. We will be back right after these words. And thanks again for listening to 97 Underground, the Michael Spedden interviews, and we hope you enjoyed today's show. Remember, download the free app from 97underground.com so you can listen to us wherever you go. The Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show, can be heard on 97underground.com every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Listen anytime, anywhere. Metal.
Worldwide metal 24/7. 97underground.com.